So I'm going to do a little introduction real quick to a couple of the items that you have that you're going to need to start off. The two primary things we're going to look at is the bench pin, which you have in your kit. I have a bench pin here. It's a little different than yours. And also the saw frame, which you should have in your kit. This one's already loaded. It has a blade in it. Yours likely does not. The bench pin that you have, it works kind of like this. It'll probably show up without having this clamp in there. You're going to have two pieces. You're going to feed the clamp through the hole in the back and turn it over so that this sits flat in the notch. And then you're going to find somewhere really solid to connect this onto. A working surface that you're going to have to have a pretty good working surface, a good solid table, a workbench, something like that. And you can you'll go ahead and clamp it on to your table or bench like this. You want to have enough room to work when you're sawing and cutting. You want to be at a good height. Your saw frame should sit, or your bench pin should sit right about chest height when you're working. The other considerations you're going to have, you're going to make a little bit of a mess. You're going to drop stuff from here. On a regular jewelry bench, you have what's called a sweep tray. You probably won't have that at home. One of the things I do at home, I don't have a regular bench at home, is I wear an apron when I work, and I connect my apron to my bench underneath my bench pin, so anything that's falling off will fall into my apron instead of onto the floor. The other item that you have that you're going to be working with is your saw frame that you've got here, and it will look exactly like this one, I believe. It has there are a few different aspects of this that you want to look at. There are parts. This is the handle here. Obviously, this is the part you hold it from, the handle. Then there are also these two nuts here at the top. These are the lock nuts that hold your saw blade in, and you can unlock them to put a new blade in and lock them back to put your blade in. Keep it nice and tight. We'll have instructions on how to do that shortly. Then also it has a nut back here. This one right here adjusts the height, the length for your saw blade. So if your blade is broken and you got to use a half blade, you can adjust this up, but most people don't do that anymore. Blades are pretty cheap. So this is going to be sitting down towards the end. When you receive it, it's up here. Make sure you loosen this nut and move it down to about 1.5 inches from the bottom.